Hello everyone, Lori Carpenter here. I've come on just a little bit early because I am going to be connecting my interviewee, which is Peggy McGowen. And a lot of you may not know her here, but nationally she's very well known in the kitchen and bath industry. So we're waiting for her to join, and as soon as she gets here, then we will begin. Let me see about adding her. Hey, I see Marcia, you have joined, and Patrick, so have you. We're waiting for Peggy to join, and she should be here soon. So if you don't mind hanging out with me for a few minutes, I really appreciate y'all being part of this at this kind of a new thing for me called the third phase. It's about how we are dealing with the third phase of our lives. Third phase of our lives includes a lot. We're either taking care of our parents or loved ones or grandkids. So it's not easy. And yes, Patrick, I hope to see you at High Point. I'm not sure yet. I'm dealing a lot with my mother. She broke her ankle a few weeks ago, and we're still dealing with that. So I'm not sure yet where I will be able to be. But anyway, Peggy has joined us. Peggy, can you hear me? Let's see, view requests. Are you with us? Can you hear me? Thank you, Peggy. I do too. Well, hello there, Miss Peggy. How are you
Very
today?
well, thank you.
Ah, well, good. I am too. I'm excited about this. I've got a couple on here already, and so we'll begin shortly. It's not quite 12:30, but anyway, do you feel ready for this?
I guess.
I guess.
Yeah,
Well,
it's all kind of time now, so it's just talking about.
yeah. Well, it's. I'm a little nervous because this is my first interview with that. I've been interviewed, but I have not interviewed anyone else. So
Well,
I'm very excited.
it is my first interview of this sort. Yeah, my
Right.
first Instagram. Yeah.
Well, very good. Very good. Well, we'll give everybody just a few more minutes, and then I want to introduce you and talk a little bit about your third phase. So let's give it just a few more minutes. We see. Oh, looks like Carol Woolridge has joined. Hello, Carol Joe. Leslie, hi Leslie, and I think I had my friend Marcia on here, and I think Patrick is on here as well. So we've got a few. So we'll give it just a few more minutes, and we will begin. I'll have to tell everybody that are here right now is this is my first interview, so I want to start a little bit early to make sure everything is done correctly and that we are live. And so anyway, that's why we're here a bit early. So but yeah, I'll do the third phase. I'll interview someone every Tuesday, and so I hope you will join me at 12:30 Central Time. So I hope you will be able to join me with that. Next week, I'll be interviewing uh, oh gosh, I've gone blank. Um, my friend Elizabeth Scruggs from, I was thinking of her company, it's Superior Construction. She is a female contractor, which will be very exciting to share as well. But anyway, I'll get started, Peggy. I won't keep you waiting. I'm gonna read this part here just a little bit so I'll get it correct. I'm thrilled to have Peggy McGowen as my first guest on the third phase. Peggy is renowned in the kitchen and bath industry. She's past national president of the National Kitchen and Bath Association and has been designing kitchens and baths for over 40 years. She's founded Houston's premier kitchen and bath showroom, kitchen and bath called Kitchen and Bath Concept, and it's celebrating its 39 years in business this year. She retired last year, and her daughter, Mickey, I love Mickey's name. Mickey is spelled Micqui.
McLean.
I love that spelling. Very unique. Very unique, Peggy. Now owns and runs that showroom called Kitchen and Bath Concepts in Houston. And in addition, Peggy has been past president of the Texas Gulf Coast chapter of ASID, founded the Texas chapter of the NKBA, which is the National Kitchen and Bath Association, which later became city chapters. She's a fabulous cook, hostess, and Peggy, it is wonderful to have you with us here today. I'm very honored you've taken the time. I know you're retired and have lots of other things to do, but my one question I want to ask, I have several, but one question I want to ask you is, um, I know you're like most of us third phasers, navigating a husband, children, and grandchildren. Tell us a little bit about this stage of life for you.
Okay. Well, let me just preface a little bit of that by saying that I was born on July 25th, 1940. So I'll let you all there. I've been married to the same man, Maurice, for 63 years. That's
Wow.
in itself. Two daughters, four granddaughters, a great grandson, and an old dog. I was not always in the kitchen and bath business. I was not always a designer. Um, I started out in journalism, but then I went to work for someone with the kitchen and bath business, and then soon started my own, and called it Kitchen and Bath Concepts, which is the name of a magazine at that time. Um, and worked out of a small studio. When both of my daughters came to work for me, though, uh, they were both single, and they said they wanted a life. They didn't want to work on Saturdays, and they didn't want to work on Thursday nights, and so we had a little retreat, our own executive retreat that we had at a bed and breakfast owned by one of the clients, and so we said, okay, so how what is going to be our focus? What is our primary market? And so we decided then and there it was going to be the luxury market. And that way they could have appointments in the evenings or by appointment anytime they needed to, but they didn't have to be at the office. That was kind of our philosophy to start with, to focus on the luxury market. Not that everyone doesn't deserve great design and a great kitchen or bathroom, but for us, it was going to be focused on the luxury market. And we've stuck to that over the years. And so we've always represented uh, more high-end products.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and that philosophy has worked for us. Now, my own journey I, in this third stage, or on the far edge of the third stage, is my husband has a disability, a mobility. He has CIDP. He has to use a walker or cane. He also is 9 years older than me, and so part caretaker and all wife and kind of caretaker of everything. Um, we live on Galveston Bay. I'm looking out the bay right now. We're on the North Shore, so we
Oh,
rise and a sunset, and it's a wonderful place to be. We have remodeled it and done all the wonderful things that are necessary for my husband, but also for other people. At one time, one of our daughters had to have knee surgery, and so she stayed at our house because we were all on one floor at that point. Since then, we added a two-story addition, which was a mistake. Um,
the upstairs are never good in the third phase.
so, um, so we have all had little trials along the way to get to this stage of being happy and reasonably healthy at a well advanced stage.
Very good. Okay.
I tend to
Tell
rail
us.
bring me back.
Tell us a little bit about your kitchen and design career. What is your philosophy about kitchen and bath design? I read an article that you had written about design for life, life happens,
Yeah.
which is a very, very good article that we probably need to somehow get out to the third phasers. But um, explain a little bit about that, please.
About the design for life philosophy in
Yes.
particular. Okay. Well, I like to say that good design for any age or almost any stage of ability of disability should be certainly functional. It also can be beautiful. It doesn't need to look institutional. And it doesn't need to accommodate only the people that live there. It needs to accommodate visitors. Maybe you have a friend that's in a wheelchair and they can't see you because, like down here, so many houses are on stilts. And without an elevator, people can't get up there. And so it's about designing for life at almost any age or any stage of ability or disability.
Mhm.
Um, and so really critical is to find out what your needs and wants are. Sometimes the client's needs or wants or your own needs or wants don't align. It depends on budget, it depends on space. Are you willing to expand the space or whatever? But uh, it's really about making people's life better by improving their lifestyle. And if you improve their lifestyle because you enable them to have visitors, you enable them to live a pretty typical life in their own home, if everything is being done to make that possible, then their life improves and everybody's happier. The person that you're designing this for, as well as their family and their friends, is much happier.
I agree. I agree. Even in my designs, I even try to, depending, if they're in their 40s and 50s, let's design to age in place. And we don't have to do that ugly bars. And, as you said, it makes it look institutional. I don't like that at all. And I'm so excited about some of the new things that, in the remodeling and the new builds that is coming up. So tell me, what do you, what have you learned, I should say, over the years that maybe you could help some of us third phasers or people that's even thinking about a new build or remodel to prepare for aging in place like you have done?
Well, I've made a couple of lists thinking specifically about this interview. And one is a list of about 5 things that can be done pretty quickly and pretty inexpensively. The other is a list to prepare for a remodel or a new build or whatever. And so these are things that are good for anyone, not necessarily someone who has a mobility issue. And the first one is lighting. The improving lighting can make a huge difference. And
Yes.
sometimes it could be best if you can add some lighting, but if you
Hmm.
cannot, at least to get the proper lighting. And you can get someone, well, in Houston, I'm not sure where everybody is, but at lighting stores, there are specialists there that can come to your home and will tell you what the best thing is to do for lighting. First off, under cabinet lighting and interior cabinet lighting. And those things can be done without even wiring it. You have to buy batteries to do it, but you can do it. Is motion activated. You open the door and the light comes on. So that's a fairly inexpensive way to get lighting where
Right.
you need. Lights can be done that way. And the next thing would be handles, the hardware in kitchens and in bathrooms. No slick, shiny, round, beautiful knobs or handles. They need to be lever style, large or small. I'm sitting here looking at my door to the outside and I have lever handles on everything, which is easy for anyone with limited mobility to use, or even someone who has all the abilities possible, but their hands are full and they can't open that door. They use their elbow and reach over and open the door. So lever handle. Um, so hardware in other areas like adding the safety bars in the shower. If somebody does not have uh, the backing materials to make it possible to put it anywhere, you just have to find the studs and make sure you buy the right length so that it'll work with the stud spaces that you've got. So let's see, you can't do some of the other things that I had. Oh, if the microwave is too high, you can always find a better place to put that, even if it's on the countertop.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
safe to use a microwave up high, 42 inches max off the floor. Um, buy or install, either buy a shower seat that you can just put in there and secure to the floor or the wall, or have one built, one that's permanent. And then the other thing uh, is to rework your kitchen cabinets or even the bathroom, but in particular the kitchen cabinets. Um, I just think that it should be all drawers, almost 100% drawers, except up high, of course. I believe that everything should come to you. You should never have to get on your hands and knees to get anything. It should roll out, tilt out, swing out, pull out, whatever it has to do to come to you. I've done a program about kitchen cabinets, and it's called Come to Mama, because
I love that. I love that.
so that's what you tell your customers is that you need to fix their kitchen so that it comes to Mama. Um,
I
but
love it.
if you can't afford or you're not ready to tear into it, then you can put rollouts in behind the doors. I just don't want to open a door to pull out a drawer and close the drawer to close the door.
Yeah. Yeah, we see a lot of that here in Arkansas. That was something that's very popular that they did a lot. But then it gets
Right.
caught or it hits something. It's a banging sensation.
The drawers scrape the side of the door, that kind of thing. But then moving on to things that you can do if you're planning for the future. The
Mm-hmm.
wider doors. Make sure that you have all doors that are at least
Mm-hmm.
wide. And then consider the swing. How does it swing to make coming and going the most convenient for the person that uses it the most?
Uh-huh.
The thing would be non-slip floors.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to replace the floor anyway. Something in that's non-slip, something with a pattern that's got a grid or something on it that makes it non-stick, or the material itself is non-stick.
Right.
Um, curbless showers, um, and of course, then with a built-in seat in there. Whenever I redid the bathroom here, that my husband uses primarily, it has a curbless shower, a walk-in shower. It has a bench made out of the same material, stone, as the countertop in there at the vanity. But he has grab bars around, and then also a handheld shower at the shower seat so he can sit there and use that. But it also has one up on the wall, a typical one if anybody else like me is using it. But there's also a spa-like feature. It's a round feature that has spigots on it, and it's like a massage. Water comes out, so you can turn around and let it hit your back and give your back a water massage. So things
Nice.
like that uh, don't necessarily. You could probably even put that in the first section if you've got shower already plumbed in. Low maintenance countertops in kitchens and bathrooms, which usually is a man-made material as opposed to a natural stone. And then all new cabinets with all of the most recent available and wonderful storage features for specific use.
You've
And
seen the kitchens. You have seen kitchens evolve over the years. Um,
yeah, but
Tell us a little bit about that. The kitchens and baths, the things, if they're prettier now than they, used to. Everything was so ugly,
yeah,
now it's not. There is so many things available that are pretty.
well, that's the biggest change, is that aesthetically, that is the biggest change. But the function is not that different, other than the technology that's gone into the equipment that goes in kitchens and bathrooms. Because you know, I don't know if I said this earlier or not, but we still do the same things.
Hmm.
We shop for food, we store it, we prep it, we cook it, we serve it for ourselves and for friends and family. Same in the bathroom. You're still showering, shaving, whatever you're doing in the bathroom, but bigger. They've gotten bigger, bathrooms and kitchens both. And spaces expanded into adjacent areas, whether it's the bedroom or the family room. And so the way we use space has not changed that much. We just have more of it, but you're still doing the same function. It's just the equipment that's it's gotten a lot prettier. It's introduced a lot of technology, but I still say that technology is a challenge for seniors.
It
And
is.
it gets more and more difficult. And as the technology improves, it's not to me because I'm challenged with. I mean, I'm challenged with Instagram and Facebook. I don't do much of that. I'm kind of social media shy. I'm just not comfortable with it.
Right.
But anyway, so we have to keep that in mind too. That is whether ourselves or a client. That as you get older, using high tech equipment. I long for the day when I can turn the TV on and off, the volume control, maybe a couple of features, but I don't need all that other stuff. Just
I get you. I get you. Sometimes the simplicity. I had so many washing machines go out on me because of all the technology that I'm like, I just want one. I push the button, turn it on, and just as simple as possible because that touch things go out. They go out. But um, tell me something about WOW, Women of Wisdom, a group you belong to, and what this has brought to your life.
I'm going to tell you that, but I left one little thing off about voice activation. Appliances and plumbing fixtures that are voice activated. You can tell the faucet you want a half a cup of hot. You can tell your shower what kind of shower you want. So voice activation is just, it doesn't always recognize somebody's voice. Okay, so I'm going to move on to WOW. That's a group that I started down here. It's Women of Wisdom, and the oldest one is 94, and she drives her little red Prius with her white hair flying in the wind, the most vibrant, active woman in the group, I believe. And she called me a couple of years ago and she said, Peggy, we need to get together and we need to have a group of women that are fun and that have done things. And when we get together, only the first 15 minutes will be devoted to talking about our aches and pains and how we feel, unless we're sharing information about how to get something fixed. In that case, it's all right. And so we get together once a week. Usually it's only the women in the morning for coffee. A few times we've had an event where we've invited the husbands or others, and that was fun too. But the conversation
Hmm.
is different when it's not just women. We haven't we haven't done any real educational or philanthropical things yet, but we have plans to do some of that.
Very good. Very good. Well, last question here. What do you do for self care?
What do I do for self care?
Hmm.
I didn't know you were going to ask me that. I don't know. For self care, well, I have a lot of doctor's appointments, for one thing, uh, and I get a massage periodically. I get nails done, and I I would like to be able to take a nap every day. That's not always possible. I forget about it until 4 o'clock, and then it's too late to take a nap. Uh, but the other thing, and I won't go into this much, but I was diagnosed with cancer about 6 months ago. And so there's certain kinds of self care that I have to do for that. So I'm working on that. But I just have to say that I am so optimistic about life in general. And I'm not afraid.
Well, good for you. Good for you. I'm sorry to hear that about your cancer, but with a good attitude, that's key. That's key with any aging, third phase, fourth phase, first phase.
Well, some of my friends, my WOW friends, have been through a similar thing. And other people come out of the woodwork when they find out. And that's very reassuring.
It helps. It helps to have someone. That's one reason I started this third phase is I seen the need talking with so many different women and men, people caring for their parents, their grandchildren, all of that. I saw the need that we didn't have anything for that. And so yeah, wow, I love the name of it, Women of Wisdom, because
There's another little thing about that. Most of us, all of us, are moms and grandmoms. But if for one person that doesn't never she never had children, she still has been mom to a lot of little furry friends. And so when you turn wow upside down for an it becomes an M, it becomes mom.
oh, I love it.
We kind of take
I,
advantage.
I love that. That's a good point. Well, Peggy, thank you so much for being here with me today. My first interviewee. I'm very, very excited about everything and everything you shared with us. Going forward, what would you tell third phasers?
Uh,
What wisdom would you have to share for us?
I think that finding fun in life is important. Find it when and where you can,
Absolutely.
and keeping a positive attitude, uh, and stay busy. Stay busy.
Yeah.
Your church or your community or wherever you can, stay busy.
Well, you're the epitome of this. Thank you so much, Peggy, for joining me today. And I'll be in touch and maybe we can maybe talk again.
Sure, it'd be fun.
Okay. Thanks, Peggy. You have a great day. And third phasers, if you just can't caught the last of this, go on over to my Facebook group and we'll continue this discussion. If you have questions, feel free to put them out there. So I want to thank everybody that's joined us today. I saw Robin Burrell was on here. We had see astonishing. I can't really read it all from here, but anyway, we are thankful for everyone that were here and joined us today. So Peggy, you have a great day and I'll be in
Okay,
touch. Thank you so much.
bye.
Bye bye.